What's up, guys? We are back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the X series BMWs. Now, I don't have the entire X collection because I know it was a lot of them, and they don't make all of them in 124, but I will show you what I do have in 124 scale. So right now, as far as the introduction, as you can see, the 5, 6, 7, and the M. So, without further ado, you already know what time it is. Let's get it. Okay, guys, so we are back. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so when the fresh uploads come, you guys will be notified when they come through. Now, on to this video. As you can see, I got 5 trucks on the table, all X series from the BMW. And like I said, I don't have them all because we know BMW had the X1, 2, 3, all the way up to the M. So, because of the scale that I carry, you're not going to find all of them in that scale, like the X1, the X2, and things like that. So, but we do have the 5, the 6, the 7, and the M. So we do have those. So we can look at those and review those. Alright? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and peel the layers back on these Beamers. Alright? So that's my M. That is the 7. That's the 6. That's the 5. And this is also a 5. So, as you can see, there are 5 trucks up here now. I got 2 5s up here, but you can see one is the very first BMW that got it all started. If you saw my video I did, well, not necessarily a video, but it was like a short. If you've seen my short, I did a short on the old school X5, the very first X5 that came out. And this is the truck that basically started the whole lineup for BMW as far as the SUVs go. And I did a lot of custom work to it, so I am happy about how it came out. And there are a few other 5s that follow. There is one 5 that I have not purchased yet, and it is on AliExpress. I do plan on purchasing it. It is the X5M, and it's the newest Beamer SUV, and I definitely want to get that and bring it home so that it can become part of the stable that I have here before you. So I most certainly have to make that happen. And for the time being, I just got the old school X5, and then I have the one that follows, which this X5 actually is a M because it has the M logo right here on the side. But let's check them out. Now, I'm not sure the year of them. I could quite look them up and see what year these are, but I do know this one is the very first BMW that started all of this here. None of this would exist without this. This is what brought all of this on. Okay? So let's look at that first, since this one was the beginning of the spawn to come and the fleet of BMWs that we have today, starting all the way from the X1 all the way down to the XM. This is the OG X5 right here. This is the very first BMW SUV that came out. And this was to compete with the Mercedes ML that came out back in 98. Or I think it was 98 or 99. And BMW wanted something to compete with that. So they decided to changed their landscape as well when Mercedes-Benz did, and they came out with their own luxury SUV, and this is what was produced of it, this X5 right here. So this is the OG right here. These that you see on the table would not have existed if it hadn't been for this. This is what brought all of this. So y'all got to thank the X5 for bringing on what they have brought on, okay? Because the X5 is what started it all. So, like I was saying previously, the X1 and all of those, now we know it's a bunch of those, but even if you go out to the diecast landscape, you're not going to find an X1 or any of the other models in a 1/24 scale because they just don't have it in that scale. So, you know, we're pretty much out on that. But they did give us a few of their SUVs put on the 1/24 scale landscape, and that would be the X5, of course, the X6, the X7, the XM. So we did get some out of the bunch. We didn't get them all, but we got some. So we can be grateful that they gave us some, you know, even though I would love to have all of them, you know. So, but this is the OG. Now, this is the one I personally decked out and gave it life with better wheels, a nice brown interior with, you can see the BMW floor mats. And you guys saw this. If you have not seen the short, I did a short on this truck, and it definitely created a lot of buzz within the diecast community. A lot of people watched it and they liked it. You could see it has BMW floor mats. Now you could see that the interior is a brown. I love this rust color brown. I love this color. I tend to use this a lot for the interior of a lot of my automobiles because I just think that that rust brown is a Beautiful color on the inside. You can't go wrong with a rust brown. And so I just feel like having a color like that, you can always win with a rust brown interior. And that is what I gave this BMW here. So you can see that the interior is a rust brown, and I wanted to do that. And I also put nice wheels on it, as you can see. I love the wheels. I love the wheels. And the hood does open, so I didn't do anything specific under the hood. You can see the engine under there. You see the BMW logo on the top, which is pretty cool. And there it is right there, the BMW X5. And it is a Maisto product. So this is the OG right here. This is it. I was, you know, excited to get this because I had already known what I was going to do to this to bring this to life. And so because I did this, now I have a better appreciation for the OG X5. Love it. So that's the first one. Now let's go to the next one. Now we have this one. This is the X5M. Now, while this is not the actual next generation behind that one, because there were actually a couple more that came out behind this one. This one is a little bit ahead of that one. So you can see the M right there. I did some nicely painted black wheels on it. And you can see the BMW logo right there. In the middle, I darkened the tail lights, which I think is looks really cool on this. You can see in the back it says X5 Drive 40, and then you can see it says X Drive 40 on the side. So it has it in the middle, and it also has it right here on the side. I'll open this one. Now this one has a double open gate, so when you open up the top, you can also open up the bottom too. So it opens in two different areas, which I like. It's very cool for it to open like that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if the OG X5 opened like this. Let me know in the comments, guys, if the OG X5 opened like this, because I don't remember how the hatch opened on the OG. So I like the two-way open there. I like the tailpipes on this. And as we look on the inside, now with the inside being the color that it is, I absolutely did not do anything to this interior. This interior came this color, which is great because I didn't have to do anything to it. I'm just glad it just wasn't a plain black. That's the only thing that I'm excited about, is that it was, you know, it wasn't a plain black. And as you can see, it does have definitely some life in there. On the dashboard, you can see the silver trim and everything. Very much good on detail. You see the little navigation screen up on the dashboard. Up there is lit. I might have to change the batteries in this because I can see the batteries is pretty much fading out on this BMW. So I got to change the batteries in it because they kind of fading out. So they've been in there for quite a while. I'm going to have to change it out. As you can see, there is the M colors right there. That lets you know this is an M series. And you can see they always this is what BMW tends to do on their M series cars. They will put the 3 lines right on the grille, and that will let you know that you have an M series. And so this is how they market. And they also have the M logo, which is right here on the side. They also will do that. But these are ways to identify when you have an M series. Okay, let me open the hood really quick. And all right. So you can see it says BMW on the hood, on the top of the engine cover. You can see the BMW logo. I love the attention to detail with this one. So that's cool. Yeah, I like the chrome going around the window, you know, with the chrome top here. You know, I think that is also cool. So yeah, this is the X5, and this is also an M series. So the X5M that they got on AliExpress is more of an updated X5. So I'm definitely going to cop that because I do want that one. And so that is the next one there, which is the X5. And that is an M series that you guys just saw. So now we're going to go to the next one. And this one is probably my favorite. And that is the 6. It's something about the 6 series that grabs my attention. I think it's the shape of the 6. I love the 6. I think the 6 is so awesome. The way it looks, just the shape of the X, of the 6. I like this, and I knew I had to have this, because it just looks so cool. It looks so cool. It's slick. It has that slick look to it. And even when you look at it from the side, it's just like, damn, that look good. You know? And I think this is the coolest one right now out of all of these. This is I would say this is the coolest one. I love the 6. And you can see it says X6. And it is an M also. So you can see right there. It says X6, and it also has the M, but it does not have the markings of an M like you saw on the X5. Now, it's easy to just take a thin paintbrush and just, you know, put the 3 colors right here on the grill. You can just do that. Especially since the car is already branded as an M. So even with the car being branded as an M, if you decided to put the 3 colors here, the light blue, the dark blue, and the red, it really would help. It would help validate that this X6 is, you know, an M, you know, because it's already on there. You see what I'm saying? So it would just give it more validation by having the colors on the grill. I mean, that's just personally what I think, you know. Let's open up the hood here. And as you can see there, nothing really sticks out like you saw under the hood of the other ones. You could see the other ones had the BMW logo showing and things like that, and had a little detail in the other ones. But this one particularly doesn't have anything. So it's just plain black under there. So it's really nothing to see under there. So you have that. And then let's go to the interior. Bam. So the interior is a plain black, which you already know I don't like. And it's boring because it's just plain black. It has no appeal. It has no flair. It has nothing. It's just black. You know, I want some appeal. You know, I want it to have some, I want it to look like a luxury BMW. And this does not look like luxury to me. Not this interior. No. My OG X5 has more flair in the interior than this X6. And that's a shame. Because this X6 is supposed to at least have some type of detail or some type of look at as far as the seats, the doors, something. Like, give me some colors other than just having black in here. You know, just the plain black. Like, give me more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more like a person who wants more than just a beautiful looking car on the outside. Give me some interior that makes me want this diecast. You know, give it some detail, add some flavor to it or something. You know, don't just hand me 2 pieces of bread and don't have nothing in the middle of it and call it a sandwich. You know, I need something on the bread to make it a sandwich, and with all the condiments and fixings and everything to make it a sandwich. So don't hand me a BMW that look good on the outside, and then when I look on the inside, there's nothing really to look at because everything is all one color, and I won't get nothing. I don't get anything. You know, so we got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. But other than that, like, I like this truck. And if we look at the bottom here, it says BMW X6M, 124 scale, and it's by Rostar. Now, Rostar, they do remote control cars as well. I have been looking for the Rostar has they have a Lincoln Navigator, which is a remote control, and I have been looking for that for so long, and I cannot find it. It is very rare, and I just can't seem to come upon it. For the life of me, I can't come upon it. I can't find it. It just, I see pictures of it all the time, you know, when I look it up and they show pictures of it. But as far as somebody literally having one or having one for sale, no, not at all. Let's move on. Now, we go to the big boy, which is supposed to be the biggest of them all, which is the 7. Now, I like the 7 too. I do like the 7 too. You know, I love the sides of the 7. The 7, when I first saw the 7 in real life, I was like, yeah, now that is a big SUV from BMW there. That 7 is really nice. So I do like the 7. I do like its stance. I do like the way it looks and everything. So with this 7, I personally put my own custom wheels on it because I didn't like the wheels it had. I think these wheels look better with a black truck. So these definitely complement this 7. So let's look at the 7. And you can see on the back it says X7. So the 7 would be the biggest one. And so that means it's going to be bigger and more expensive than the 5 and the 6. So the higher the number goes, the more expensive it's going to get. Because now you're going from the lower price to the premium, you see. So now when you jump into the 7, that's more of a premium because now you're talking about more space, more money, more expensive, and things like that. So everything is going to be more premium when you jump into a 7. And this is a 7. And let's open the back of the 7. And you can see the 7 has 3rd row seats. And the seat is right here. And you can see that there's 2 more. Middle row. And then you got the first one row there. I like the 7. 7 has always been an eye catcher to me. And let's open the door. And let's look in to the 7, which is cool. You know, I do like the detail on the dashboard, but it looks too cartoon-like. I think they could have done a better job at making that look better. So, you know. And as you see, when I turn the lights on, there is color emanating from the center console in the rear, which I like. It's really cool. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like that. And so, you know, it almost make you feel like you're having a party inside your X7. I do like the roof on this. The roof with the Y shape right here. I think that looks so cool. I think that looks so cool right there. I like that. I really like that. You know, so it does have an unorthodox looking roof, you know, with this being mostly glass. But I love this Y shape that they put here. I like the way that look. Let's see. Let's look under the hood of the 7. Now the 7 has a big engine cover, so you know the 7 is going to be nice. You know the 7 is going to have a lot of power, so you know the 7 is going to have a big engine cover. You can see that it has a big engine cover on the 7, and I like that because it just shows that the 7 is definitely the more expensive out of all of them. So I do like that. And other than that, it's not really much to the 7. You know, you see how big it is and everything. I do like this chrome piece that comes across over top of the tail lights. And this little piece here that comes down right here. I like them little chrome pieces. And under the bottom of this, of course, there is Chi-Z, or however you pronounce that. But that right there, just letting you know, this is a product of AliExpress, and it does come from China. So, this is by 7, which I personally like, by the way. Did I tell y'all I like the 7? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, this is the M. the XM. And this is also a new direction in which BMW went with the XM. Now, according to what I heard, the XM did not do well in numbers, according to consumers out there as far as the market for the XM. I heard that they did not do well on the numbers with the XM, that it was definitely a complete failure. But you can't get them all right. Can't get them all right. Sometimes you can do well and just climb the mountain and climb your numbers and get everything right. But then you always come crashing down when you just got that one thing that just did not work out for you. And it's kind of bring everything down, you know. So this was one of those times where a lot came crashing down for BMW, because this X really did not do well. What I like about this is the front, though. That looks sweet. I like the headlights is one color and the grille is another color. That is, I can't tell you how sweet that look. I like how that look. That looks good. That looks really good. Okay? That looks good. Okay, so I did do a couple of things to this. I added a kit to it. As you can see, it does have a lip on the front of it. It also has an advanced running board. It has an advanced running board on the side, and as you can see, I did it on both sides there. It was a cool looking running board on the sides. I also added a diffuser on the back. You can see a piece that's going around the side here. So I did add that. And I also added this right here. Alright. Just so it doesn't, you know, doesn't look plain white. You get what I'm saying? And I just really like how this looks. There's the XM on the plates, and you can see the M logo once again, you know, and there's also M right there on the side. These do have in and out mirrors that fold. And let's check out the rear of the M. Okay, so you can see not a whole lot to check out back here. A little dusty, but you can see how that looks back there. You got plenty of room. And let's see. And then you have the doors. Let's open up the doors real quick. I need one of those things. I need one of those things to open up the doors. Matter of fact, let's open up the hood. You can see the M logo right there under the hood. And you can see everything looks kind of different than what we saw in the other ones. So, yeah. That's something different. Okay. So it does have a little detail under it. You know. And let's open the doors. Let's open the doors here. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to do this myself, guys, because right now I don't know where my my thing is that I open the doors with. So you can see the screen right there has BMW, and it looked like it says M Power on the screen. Yeah, that's what it says on the screen. It says M Power. Okay. The seats, I do like what they did to the seats. You can see the stitching, the orange stitching in the seats. I like that. You know, that's pretty cool. You know, it's not bad looking. And in the back, they did not do anything of such in the back. They just did the stitching on the front seats, no stitching on the back seats. But then they give you the doors, which look like this. So how do you get the doors like this, but you get absolutely no stitching on the back seats and get stitching on the front seats? You see what I'm saying? I don't understand that. If you're going to do stitching on the front seats, you might want to match the back seats too and throw some stitching on those too as well. Another thing I like that they did for the very first time that I've never seen BMW do is put their logo in the corners of the window. And as you can see here, BMW did just that. They put the logo in the corner where the windows are. This phone acts funny sometimes when you try to come up close with the see the focus. It just goes all out of focus. But y'all see it. This is like I gotta hold it way up here. And like the closer I get, it starts to go out of focus. But there it is right there. You can see the BMW logo on the sides of the windows up top. That's the first time I've actually seen BMW do something like that. It's got some cool looking tail lights. I like them tail lights. Them tail lights saying something. So, yeah, I like those tail lights. They definitely saying something. But yeah, they said this thing was didn't do as well as they thought it would do, you know. And like I said, you can't get them all right all the time. Can't get them all right. Oh, and let's look at the bottom, because this one is the same. This one is also a product of AliExpress. So, yeah. That is my collection of M's. No, not M's, but, well, I guess you could say M's, because I got more I got more M's in here than I thought I would. So we have an M here, we have an M here, and we have an M here. So over half of my collection is M's. This one is just a regular 7. And then you got the OG X5 down there, which they said never actually took on the M series. They actually never did the first OG X5 in an M series at all. They gave it power, you know, they gave it more power, you know, they gave it, you know, they did a lot of custom, it gave it some custom wheels, and you know, the body got a little bit more enhanced with some custom features, but it definitely did not have an M series in the lineup for the first OG X5. Not at all. So I found that out myself when I was looking at a YouTube channel that was talking about the OG X5, and it did not bear the M name at all. And I was surprised by that. And no, I didn't know that the first OG X5 did not wear the M badge at all. So yeah, that's why I say you can't have them all. But this is my collection of the X series, and guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and keep your post notifications on so that when these fresh uploads hit your phone and it pings and lets you know I got something new, you can go check it out and see what I have reviewed for that particular diecast content. So I'm going to let you guys go about the rest of your day. You guys have a beautiful Monday and enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you guys in the next episode.